Good Sunday morning. Welcome to my studio. I think I have a great workout plan for us. Just really a lot of fundamentals. It's Sunday morning, I'm drinking coffee. You'll need a towel. It's just, this is a bath towel that's been cut in half. It's exactly the dimensions of a regular bath towel. It's just that being cut in half, it has a little less bulk, a little easier to work with, but a regular bath towel is just fine. You might, if you have a tennis ball, grab that. If you don't have a tennis ball, maybe you have a golf ball. It's a little bit hard, but it'll work. Maybe you have a lacrosse ball, your dog's ball, your cat's ball. Wash them off, and you can use them for a while. And have a ball with their ball. The other thing is I have a package of long grain brown rice. I put it in a Ziploc bag to make sure when I'm playing with it that I don't spill anything. But it has, as you can tell, auditory properties. It makes noise. And it also has helpful to us in kinesthetic awareness. It has weight, it has feeling. So we're going to be using that on our bellies and perhaps between our inner thighs to get an idea of where we are in space and to connect to our core. Other than that, I do have another towel probably to put behind my head. Been looking into the screen a lot, doing a lot of videos, Zooming clients, so want to make sure that I have my head adjusted properly, and you should too. That head alignment is so important, and getting rid of forward head posture is important. So without further explanation, if you don't have the rice, you could certainly use a box of macaroni. I've done that before and put that in a Ziploc in case it would spill. Other than that, I think we're ready to go. So let's look forward to a good fundamentals, sort of a get you up and going workout today, and we'll have some fun, I hope, too. Thanks. Let's get started. Hello, and welcome to my studio. Sunday morning here. My name is Teresa Julian. I am a STOT certified Pilates instructor and Polestar trained. And I'm hopeful that we have a good Sunday morning workout. It's a good one to prepare with some fundamentals and to make sure that our body is ready for a more maybe vigorous workout later on, maybe a bike ride, maybe a walk on the trail, any of those kinds of things. So I've had my coffee this morning and I'm ready to go. I hope you are. What we'll need is a tennis ball. If you have a tennis ball, great. If you don't, a golf ball will work. It's a little hard. A lacrosse ball will work. It's a little hard. Maybe your dog has a rubber ball. You wash it off, you take it away from your dog. Your cat has a ball that it plays with, something maybe jingly, but still, might work. If you don't have it, that's all right. We can figure out what to do. I'll give you some options there. So your tennis ball. And the last thing is a towel. This is a bath towel that's been cut in half. It just has a little less bulk. And when we're working with it in our hands, that's nice. But if you just have a regular bath towel, regular size, you'll be fine. And the other bath towel I have is under my head here. I have it here so that my forward head posture gets some support. I've been looking at a lot of videos, making a lot of videos, and Zooming with my clients in our current environment, and so the towel behind my head really helps with that forward head posture. So with all of that, let's lay down here. I'm in my studio, as I said, Sunday morning. It's sort of an easy time, and time to get reconnected with our bodies and just sort of check in. And to do that, just go ahead and bend your knees and let your back just kind of relax a little bit from the weight of your femurs pulling on your spine. I'm going to ask you to start to breathe deeply for me. So if you would do that, please, and just go in through your nose and out through your mouth. It's like you're blowing out a candle. And if the hay fever is no problem today and the sinuses are clear, that nose breath is the best. Little hairs in your nose clean the air. Blowing out through the lips, kind of like a pursed lip. You might feel your belly rise and lower as you center. And as I sit here, I'm just noticing where my pelvis is, how my back feels, where are my shoulders, do I feel off to one side? Just noticing any of those things, no judgment, just where am I in space today and what has my body been experiencing? In through the mouth, maybe if your hay fever is bad and you need to breathe that way. And then blowing out that one candle, not my birthday cake, one candle. Great. All right, let's start to put a little bit of breath with movement. So reach your hands up to the sky, shoulders down your back, neck long. Start to vary the movement with breath. So I'm rotating the arm bones in the sockets. I'm just checking out all around that circle. If there's anything I need to take care of today, I'll get to know where that is. First off, and reverse. If you find anything as you start to warm up that you need to take care of, please feel free to do that. We want this to be a good Sunday morning movement and experience, one that prepares us for the day, like yard work or a bike ride or a hike or any of those things that get us outside. So when you're ready, just go ahead, let the arms roll down by your sides. I said we would use a bag of rice or a box of macaroni or a weight. You could even do a small weight that is a cuff weight, that wraps around your leg. That can set right here, nothing more than 3 or 5 pounds. This is a bag of rice. As you can tell, it's got auditory qualities. You can hear it. You can feel it. So it has kinesthetic qualities. And I'm just laying it in my low belly here to help me understand where my lower belly is in space today. And I just rested my hands by my pelvis lobes here, and I'm going to go into what we call imprint and release. This rice was a big bowl of soup. It would be sitting on our belly nice and level. We wouldn't want to spill the soup. It's full to the brim. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, go ahead and let the soup spill on your chest. So we're going to tilt the pelvis. Our back is going to go down to the mat. That's called an imprint. Not even an ant could crawl under our back right now. And we've got good support back there. And then let's release that. We'll call this neutral. Wherever your neutral is, where you would level that soup in the bowl. And now let's spill the soup, or let's slide the rice down to our feet. Now that's an arch. You can see there's a lot of space in my low back here. We want to avoid that today if we can. We can either work in our neutral, which is a nice level place there, or we can go into that imprint where the rice kind of sinks into our belly and maybe even rolls a little bit in towards our rib cage here. I work a lot in imprint because my back has got a lot of curve in it. So I'm going to say imprint mostly. Feel free to go back to your neutral or the best place for support of your back. All right, let's imprint and release a couple more times. Just feeling the lay of the pelvis today. Good. Again, I've got my knees bent. The weight of my femurs is not pulling on my back. And I'm just observing how that imprint and release feels on my torso. It helps with the rib-hip connection, the drawing of the ribs towards the lobes of the pelvis, the connection of the deep abdomen in the spine. There you go. And last time, I'm going to hold the imprint this time, and I'm going to ask you to check your ribs. So if your ribs are poking out towards the ceiling, just kind of let the back of the rib cage sink a little bit more with your pelvis. I'm going into the overhead arm. If yours doesn't feel good going there, then just go ahead and bring it to the ceiling and not over your head. Great. On the next one, go ahead, let both arms come down, and we're going to see if we can feel the shoulder blades rest on the mat on the back. Let the shoulder blades slide down your back, and then elevate them a little towards your ears. Slight depression, sliding them away. Slight elevation, just feeling them slide back up your back. Now find a place that's neither forward nor back and let them rest in what we call the constructive rest position, gravity rolling through from the front to the back. It's normally being pulled down to the front or into the back, from the back to the front with gravity. So just let the constructive rest happen. Irene Dowd, a really well-known anatomist and teacher, always, talked about this. This is where gravity comes through us a different direction, and we can kind of let things release so that we can not use too many muscles. All right, so let the arms float up now and elevate the shoulders a little bit and then slightly depress them. And now draw them, we've drawn them down, let's draw them back and forward. It's called retraction. You might feel your elephant ear-shaped bones, your scapula slide together. We're going to retract to find the connection between the shoulder blades and the back of the ribs there. And we're going to feel the scapula skate along the rib cage. We're just warming up the action on the back there. You might have noticed that, we've done elevation and depression. We've done protraction and retraction. Your shoulders are quite mobile. We've done circular rotation. So a lot of our workout today will include trying to learn how to stabilize those shoulders on our backs. So let's draw those shoulders down our backs. Here we go. Again, let's nod our chin this time. Get a little length to the back of our neck. Maybe the distance of an apple or an orange underneath your chin. Reach your fingertips towards your hips. Start to lift your eyes off the ceiling and down towards your belly. Look, bring your head up. We're going to draw the ribs to the hips and just connect them together right here on the sides of the rib cage and come back down. This is called an ab prep or a chest lift. Nod the chin, use the exhale, and slide the shoulders down the back as the head comes forward. Good. We're getting ready for some additional work. We want to make sure that we've got the right things warmed up here for us in flexion. If flexion is not good for you, then just not too high. Just kind of imprint and pull the ribs together here for me. Good. On the next one down, I'm going to ask you to take the bag of rice off. I'm going to maintain that sort of sinking feeling in your belly, and I'm going to ask you to drop your arms by your sides. Let's pick up one knee. We've kind of warmed up the upper body, the rib-hip connection. Pick up a knee for me, and then lay that back down. As you pick up the knee, gently press the shin towards the ceiling here a little bit for me. It's going to help fire up the abdominals in the middle here. Beautiful. This is called our Pilates march. Hopefully my hips are not moving a lot when I'm doing this. I'm learning to disassociate here. Disassociate the femur bone from the hip socket here. And I'm working to elevate that leg without over depressing my low back or activating too many muscles around my hips here. I want my abdominals to hold my legs in space here. Good. On the next one, hold the one leg up. Hold the other leg beside it. Two heaviest bones in our body in the air now, right here. So let's work to the floor. So think about the water in May. In May, the water's kind of cold, so you only want to dip your toe into it, right? You don't want to go way down there into the water yet. And as your toe dips away, you keep pressing your shin slightly towards the ceiling to keep those abdominals activated. The tibialis anterior, when you press into that, tends to activate these lower ab muscles here. Good. So once you've done that a couple times and you feel like you're comfortable with that, go ahead, let's try that ab prep again. So one more time, we'll put the knee up and the other one beside it. Feel free to drop the feet at any time if you're feeling too much pressure in your low back. Slide the shoulders down your back, nod your chin, look into your belly. Let's do that. Rise into the belly and into the middle back. There we go. And relax, come back down. There's our ab prep with our feet in the air, a little bit more challenging. Nod your chin, release. Good. Anytime today it feels a little bit too challenging, just lower those feet back down to the ground. Let's do one last time for me. And when you're ready, relax. Let's lower one leg, the other leg beside it, and nice work, you guys. All right, let's get a little bit more vigorous. We've got all the body parts sort of ready to go. We'll nod the chin. We'll come to that ab breath. We'll start to pump the arms vigorously, breathing in for 5, out for 5. This is called the 100. 10 sets of 10 breaths, in and 20. You can pick up a knee, or maybe both. 30, 40, 50. Feel free to leave those legs there, or stretch those legs long. 70, 80. Maybe you want to lower them. Inhale, big challenge. Exhale. 90. And this is our 100. Beautiful. I hope you felt free to bend those knees anytime you needed to. Give yourself a little rock side to side. Get ready. We're going to go into an ab series here. Go ahead, lower one leg, other leg beside it. We're going to start with what we call the single leg stretch after that. We'll take one hand towards the ankle, maybe like it's going to a little pocket. The other hand goes right on top of the knee. We're going to stay there and switch our Pilates march from the warm-up. If we're feeling good about that, that's enough for us sensationally. We'll stay there. If we need more, flex your head forward, nod your chin, and reach up. If you still need more, open the back of the knees. That might feel good for a little hamstring stretch there. And if you need more than that, then stretch your legs along the floor. The full expression of the exercise is the single leg stretch. Exhale, inhale, switch. Exhale, inhale, switch. Let's do that 2 more, 1 each side. Let's bring your knees back together. Relax your head if you haven't already to lower it back down. And remember, you can put a hand back anytime you need it. Give yourself a little rock side to side and get ready for the next one in the series. Number 2 in the ab series is our crisscross. So I'm going to drop the feet on this one. Feel free to keep your knees at tabletop if you want a little bit more challenge. Take your fingertips back lightly behind your head. We're going to crisscross the body. We're going to look across. We'll come back down. We'll look across and come back down. Add a single leg toe tap. If you feel like you need a little bit more, you don't mind the coordination, add it in there. There you go. Still need more, open the back of the legs. Want more than that, send the legs along the floor. That's the full expression of the crisscross. Exhale, inhale, switch. Exhale, inhale, switch. Let's do 1 more each side. Bring your knees together. Relax your head down if you haven't already. Maybe shake your head yes or no. Release all that tension that might have built up from that ab work. All right, the number 3 in the series is called the double leg stretch. We're going to reach the hands over your head. We'll circle them around. Take a deep breath in and let's go again. If you're feeling good about that and you want to, lift your head when you take that hat off your head. Lift it up. Still need more? Bring those knees to tabletop. Feel free to take them there at any time. Don't wait for me. When you're ready, if you need the full kahuna or the whole expression of the exercise, then remember those 100 legs. Take those legs out. Pull those knees in. Breathe and breathe. I'm going to do 2 more full expression. Feel free to drop your head or put a hand back if you need it. Great. And last one. Beautiful. Bring your knees into your chest. Give your back a little rock side to side. Or actually, the 4th one in our series is scissors. Here we go. So we'll bring the knees to the tabletop if that feels good. Well, this time we'll just reach behind the thighs. There you go. If that feels great, then you stay there. Need more? Lift your head. Need more? Open the back of the knees. Still feeling like you want a little bit more sensation? Take the legs straight and stretch them along the floor. There's the full expression. It's called scissors. Swish, swish. Think about that leg that's going along the floor. Stretch it along. Let's do 1 more each side. Swish, swish. Bring your legs together. Relax your head down. Bring your feet down. We're ready for something else besides some ab work here. Let's give it a little release. So let's move the towel out from behind our head so as not to compress our cervical vertebra. Relax your head down for me. Use your abdominals to support and sink into the mat. And let's lift those hips. We're going to do what's called a bridge. Your feet are connected. Your knees are connected. We're going to lift up when you're ready. Good. I've got a little bit of space between my inner thighs. I'm going to come back down. I'm going to grab my bag of rice. I'm going to place it kind of high in my thighs. Make sure my feet are still separated and lift my hips there. Opening the front of the thighs after all that hip flexor work. All right, let's go again. Knees are facing the ceiling. We're parallel. Big toe, second toe, little toe, heel. Fire the glutes. Lift the hips. No roll. Release it back down. Let's go one last time. We'll squeeze the cheeks, not the ones on your face, although it helps to smile, and relax, release. Let's roll down this time. One vertebra at a time, 33 little crevices. Good, let's roll back up. It feels so good to inchworm along the spine and massage all of those little discs between those crevices. Keep breathing. If you want to get rid of your rice or your pillow or whatever maybe you've got a ball to put between your inner thighs, you can get rid of that, and it'll give you a little bit more range to move through these hips if your hips are tight today. And I'm going to do that and see how it improves my articulation or not. So when you're ready, push into those feet, lengthen through the back of that neck, roll up your spine, reach those knees into length for me, squeeze those cheeks, and roll yourself back down. This will be our last one. So as you roll through that lower spine, feel your big toe, second toe, little toe, heel, come up all to that length, reach those knees away, take a big breath in. We're working for peaches here, not raisins, not too tight. And then when you're ready, roll all the way down. Good job, you guys. Nicely done. All right, so we got through the 100 in the ab series and our fundamentals here. The next thing I'd like to do is just ask you to pull in your knees into your chest and grab behind your thighs. Give yourself a little rock side to side. And let's work on stretching our hamstrings just a little bit here, just to wake up the back of the knees, the back of the thighs. So reach up in first, grab your tennis ball. Once you have your tennis ball, we're just going to take it behind the thigh here. And we're going to just let the leg fall out of the air onto the tennis ball. And if that feels too much to have something behind there, just put your fingers back there and let your calf kind of fall into your hands there for me. I'm using the tennis ball. It's a good texture for me. It's a good density. We all feel pain differently. We all feel pressure differently. We know that from all the brain research that we've done on pain, and pain is very subjective, very psychological in some ways. What our experience has been with pain our perception of pain. So we're all different is what I'm trying to say. And so finding the right thing to release back here is going to be a little bit of an experiment for you. And that's okay. It's good to give your body what it needs, not what you think it has to have. Because someone said that's what you should do, right? All right, hopefully that released your calf a little bit. Maybe got a little circulation in behind the knees if you've been sitting a lot. Let's do the other side. So I just have the tennis ball. It's in an area called the pes anserine, which is Latin, I think. So where the two hamstrings kind of roll in there together. It's kind of a thick spot behind the knee. Just let the leg fall into the ball or fall into your fingers. And just kind of, there's no real method to this except that, what feels good, what amount of pressure and what speed and rate of movement feels good into the back of your thigh there, back of your calf. Just letting the weight of the lower leg fall into the back of the hamstring there and just, enjoying some release. Good. Excellent. All right, let's do a little what I call a windshield wiper. Separate your feet, plop your pelvis a couple of times, and make sure that your neck is nice and long on your towel if you're choosing to use one. Let your knees go to one side, windshield wiper, and then the other side. And just a nice, easy flow here, just trying to release the hips. We did do some hip flexor work when we did the abdominal work. It's all connected. So it's kind of nice once that's, you know, finished to kind of release some of that tension. If you're gonna go for a walk, if you're gonna go ride a bike, we don't wanna over stress this in the beginning. It's got a lot of endurance to do yet. All right, on the next one, go ahead, bring your knees and toes back into alignment. Let's roll to one side of your body and just lay your tennis ball away. We're not done with it, but almost. And let's come over to your hands and knees. So we're coming out of that supine on your spine position, and we're gonna work into all fours. So you can let the tops of your feet rest. You can let the back of your neck lengthen. Let's nod your chin like we did. Let's round the spine. Let's bring the tailbone in and give it a stretch. If you don't feel like you're connecting in the abdominals, grab your bag of rice or your bag of beans or a pillow and place that between your knees. It might help you connect that pelvic floor and inner thigh area. Some people use a ball there. A tennis ball will work. It's kind of small, but it'll work. A larger, like maybe a small playground ball, that will work as well. Give everything a good cat stretch here. It's kind of like your cat or dog. When they get up from off the floor, you might often see them stretch. I never see my dogs get up without a stretch before they take off and a little shake and a little wiggle, just to see how other body parts are working. We have this articulation going again. Those 30 crevices between the discs. We're massaging them and hydrating them and getting our body ready for maybe something more vigorous this afternoon. Yes. Nod your chin. Look into your belly. Last one. This is a press out of my shoulders, out of my arms, and a good stretch for that lower back, a good connection for those inner thighs. So this is my sad dog, tail between the knees. Happy dog, send the tailbone out and release the neck long. Beautiful. If you chose to use your prop there, go ahead and release that out. We're gonna go ahead next and we're gonna do a little release for the hips, because if we're gonna be doing some walking or if we're gonna be doing some biking or, you know, moving about later on, maybe going to the grocery store, pushing a cart, right? Taking that back. We're gonna release your hips a little bit. So grab your tennis ball one last time for me, please. And I'm just gonna ask you to find a place where you don't mind kind of sitting on it, maybe sideways. I think let's go into the hip behind all the connections here, maybe a fleshy spot. If your ball's too hard, then feel free to just rock like I am without something underneath of that, and move around a little bit so that you can find the different attachments. And if there's something really gnarly that you need to release, hopefully you can find it. And if you find it, just stay there for a few minutes. Nothing heavy, hard, or excruciating. We don't want the body to get the opposite idea that we're trying to hurt it. We just want it to notice that it might need some release in that area. It might need some hydration, blood flow, and just some change of tonicity there. And then I'm feeling pretty good about that. I'm like, wow, that really feels good. And if you are too, lay down with me and we'll leave it on there. And then what we'll do is we'll let that heavy bone fall out, your femur bone, and we'll use the weight of that femur. Maybe if we had a gnarly spot or a place that just really needed a little bit more love. And then if you don't like if your ball is too much here, you can just rock your knee down to the floor and back and just massage and work yourself against the floor or the table, in my case. And then release that, and let's do the other side. So I'm gonna bring my body up. I'm gonna play with it there and see how it feels. I'm gonna try to find some tissue that might need a little bit of release, a little bit of change. And then just, bring some sensory awareness to that area. Sometimes we sit so long that, the muscles and the tendons and all of that fascia back there just gets plain numb from sitting. So, it's good to reintroduce movement and blood flow to that area. And then if you feel like, yeah, you know, this is feeling pretty good, but I would like to intensify it, then great. Go ahead and lay your body down with me. And then what we'll do is put the ball in maybe the most gnarly spot or maybe the most gratifying spot for you, and then just let the weight of the thigh fall into that. If it becomes too much, roll it out and just roll yourself on the table there. You certainly can do it without a ball. Yeah, if it's too much, then we're gonna have the opposite effect of what we want. We want to release the body. We want things to feel good so that we're out on our Sunday afternoon walk or our bike ride, we're feeling really good. And just be careful of your spine. You don't want to get up there and the processes. There's not enough padding there. We want to be down in the fleshy parts where we can get a little bit more support out of the tissues and not over depress something into the bones that would feel uncomfortable. All right, good job there. So getting ready to finish up. Let's stretch the hamstrings a little bit. I told you we were going to use a bath towel, and that's what we need for the last part here. I'm going to take this and put the towel behind my head. So again, just working to make sure that my head isn't falling backwards or going back into that forward head posture and shortening these extensors back here. All right, I'm gonna take the towel up over the ball of my foot. I'm gonna let the sides of the towel just drape on each side. And then I'm gonna stretch it out. So I'm flexing my foot so that my toe is coming towards my shin and the towel is pulling the toe up, so that I get a good stretch in the back of my hamstring and the back of my knee. And you may or may not be able to straighten it fully, and that's okay. Come off of it, take a breath, let it go. Don't try to make your body think that, oh my gosh, she's gonna, or he is gonna do, you're gonna do something that, really is gonna hurt your body. This is fundamentals, and this is, re-inhabit your body and enjoy. So we don't wanna overdo it. If you wanna pull up a little bit, great. If you feel like straightening your knee is not an option today, then just keep working it in and out, trying to get the length if you can, and pumping the blood into the leg. If you want to stretch it all the way up, that's fantastic. Listen to your body. If you're feeling like things are going well and you want to do a little internal-external rotation, we call it the hip, go ahead, let that bottom leg get out of your way, and maybe gently bring this knee across. So it doesn't have to be heavy or hard or anything excruciating. Just dynamically come in and out. This internal-external rotation, good for coming around corners, good for turning and twisting quick out of the car. We want to make sure that we've got that, range of motion in those hips. Hips tend to get really tight from all the sitting. Good, I'm flexing my foot in the air. I'm trying to keep my knee straight as much as possible. And then I'm going to try to settle into my hips. Remember that feeling of that rice sitting in your lower belly, or maybe a cuff weight sitting right there. And let's release and let's do the other side. So picking up one leg first, maybe bringing the towel over the ball of the foot, and then just giving it a stretch, taking our hands on each side. Your knee may or may not straighten. It just depends. Sometimes we've just been doing too much sitting, and the adaptation of the fascia and the tightness and the lack of blood flow and compression, we just don't get that straightening. But we work towards it. So we can work out this way, we can work out other way to the ceiling. We're just working towards a cooperative relationship with the body. And then if you're feeling really good and the knee straightens, and just bring the leg up, and you can just certainly flex and point or roll your ankle or anything else that would feel kind of good right now. Please listen to your body. If up in the air like this is not good, you're just staying down here, or if you're keeping your knee a little bit bent, that's okay. And if that feels good, then slide your knee a little bit away so your thigh has a place to move to when we go into internal rotation. So we'll bring the leg a little closer to your body and then a little farther away. I'm switching hands on the towel. It's just really nice sometimes to just have a little extra security there with the same arm as the direction of the movement. You don't have to do that if you're happy and you know it and you don't want to change that. It's too much coordination. and the effort is not worth it, then please feel free to just keep one hand on there. We're just trying to kind of loosen up the hip, internal, external rotation here again, just trying to make sure we are able to move in the places, all the places in the nooks and crannies of our body that we need to. All right, releasing that for me. I hope that you felt some good release in the back of those hamstrings, in the back of your body. We're getting ready to sit the body up. You can kind of massage, roll to the side, roll to the front and back. We call this rolling like a ball in Pilates. You know, we may or may not come up. I roll a little bit like a box, given how flat my upper back is and how tight my lower back is. But that's okay. It's a good girl matter massage, so I'm enjoying it. Yeah, I hope you are too. You can roll to the side if that feels better. Just a little side to side work gets those oblique muscles. That might be more for you, if you like. Good, we're getting ready to set up. So when you're ready, you could grab behind your knee and help yourself up. You could roll to the side. I'm a big fan of rolling to the side and using my hands to come up. I'll ask you when you're ready to just take a seat. You could certainly send your feet out in front. You could cross your legs. You could diamond shape your legs. You could take them in another position that made your hips feel good. If you're feeling really tight in your hips, as I am still, you can sit up on a towel or up on a blanket. Certainly not about being uncomfortable. It's about finding a place to, return from the workout and enjoy the effects of your workout here. So let's roll your shoulders back up and down. Hopefully you've got some good release here. I want to make sure that we've got some release in the upper body as well. And I'm going to ask you to just take a deep breath in to do that. So big breath in, the arms come up. I'm going to reach one hand over. It's kind of the top of my ear here. And then just draw the shoulder blade down the back on the opposite side. And I'm reaching my fingers away, maybe a little spider away. Good. Pull your chin out of the front of your body. Look down to your armpit, kind of like you're checking to see whether your deodorant has failed or not. Right toward that armpit. You know the sniff test. Bring your hand back. If you have a ponytail, you put your hand right back on that. If you know where the notch of your head kind of comes in and your fingers go right there, just kind of look up. Support your head in your hand in your head. Release that for me. Bring your chin and chest back to the front of the room and look to the right and left so we get all of the nooks and crannies there. I think we have one more side to do. So take a deep breath in, let your arm come up to the top of your ear. Pull your head out of the front of the mirror, the front of the windshield, the device that you're looking at, and then just gently spider the shoulder away on the other side with the fingers and lean your ear away from that side for me. Good, you're feeling a nice stretch down the side here. You could work your jaw if you felt like you wanted a little bit more release. Look down into your armpit there for me, just kind of drawing the shoulder away from your ear here, and then down, the sniff test. Bring your head back if you have a ponytail, that might be, or a bun, that might be where that hand went, just where your notch, your head comes into the back of your neck there. Look up, called the occipital notch. And then release that for me. Bring your head and hands down, and then let's look to the right and look to the left to make sure we have good rotation. Good job. Take a full deep breath in for me. We've really gotten to all the requisite body parts now. I'm hopeful that you found something in what we did this Sunday morning to improve your ideas about maybe some additional workout today, maybe a walk, maybe a nice hike, maybe a bike ride, maybe something with your significant other in your life, your family, and I appreciate so much you giving yourself and your body that time and allowing me to guide you there. So again, my name is Teresa Julian. Thank you so much for your time, and enjoy the rest of your day.